All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music and doing it in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. So, my buddy Dean Castronovo just did an interview talking about Journey and how Journey has mended fences. And you just, you can't believe who is actually working together now to make this all possible. Didn't see this one coming. I had a feeling, though, that the band wasn't breaking up. I just had a feeling. And, I talked to a few people, and, there was acrimony, there was discord. I'm still wondering about the lawsuits, though. No one has said, hey, the lawsuits are done. We've settled the lawsuits because they were going back and forth. So when are they going to announce that they're dropping all the lawsuits between John and Neil? That's the only thing I didn't get really out of this interview. Because it's Dean, I'm going to showcase this album here, Revolution Saints, which kind of looks like my t-shirt here a little bit. Eagle Flight, great album. Was in my top 20 last year. I still think they could do even better on these albums. I'm a big fan of the early era of Revolution Saints. Those first two or three albums were spectacular. This is a little formulaic, but it's still well done. And they have a new album out there. And because, I'm a dedicated fan, I'm probably going to end up buying that and promoting it. It's actually doing pretty well on the Billboard charts of all places. Their keyboardist, Alessandro Del Vecchio, and chief songwriter and arranger and brainiac when it comes to a lot of this melodic rock that you are getting from Frontiers music and maybe elsewhere. He says, the album is on the charts, and that's a big achievement these days to get. I don't want to say a minor record label because Frontiers is a pretty big deal, but it's not CBS, it's not Warner Brothers, so good for them. People are looking for this kind of music, hence that's why when you compare it to what else is out there, it's good. So check out Revolution Saints, just because Dean Castronovo is in it, right? Jeff Pilson. It's good stuff. So Journey is out there celebrating their 50th anniversary, and Dean Castronovo, who also appeared on this show like a month or so ago, maybe. And we had a pretty good time. Dean is an interesting interview, but he's out there talking about how Journey got things back together again. By the way, the latest Revolution Saints album is called Against the Winds with a D, not like the Bob Seger album. Against the Winds, the newest album from Revolution Saints. Here's what Dean is saying to this particular interviewer. He says, the tour has been incredible. Neil told him yesterday that out of all of the shows, there's only 3 that aren't full sellouts. And there are like maybe 30 or 40 tickets left in those 3 arenas. So he says, we're doing great, man. The tour is going great. Toto is amazing. It's been incredible. It's been incredible. It's tough to do that voice for very long. He says, we're sounding great and the band's getting along amazing. Again, we're having a good time. You can see it on stage and we're having a blast. Now, what I'm about to say, or what I'm about to read here, is something that I could have never predicted. Okay? It just, no way. There's no way this is happening. But it is the wives, Michaeli Shawn, or Mikhail. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Joy Behar. Unfortunately, I had to watch a Joy Behar video from how many years ago talking about the housewives of DC. And she was interviewing Mikhail. I think she said Mikhail. Okay, but it could be Michaeli Shawn. All right, who back then wasn't married to Neil Shawn. Anyway, and Paula White Kane, who is the wife of Jonathan Cain. They are working together. I wonder if Dean was supposed to talk about this, but who knows? Maybe he was. Um, it was bringing them in, bringing the two wives in to tell the guys to say, hey, talk this out. This is too big, too beautiful, and too great to see it flushed down the toilet. Mend the fences. Now we've got Mikhail or McKaylee and Paula, John's wife. It's all four of them, along with obviously Neil and John, co-managing this band, and it's working. They're getting along and they're working together. It's one jet, meaning one airplane that they're flying in, again, instead of two. They're running it like a business. That's what it should have been. Anyway, there was a lot of turmoil in both camps and nobody was talking. That was the problem. Now they're all talking and communicating and it's working great. You know, Paula's a great businesswoman. Now, what does Paula do for work? She's a great businesswoman. That's the first thing. Paula White Kane. What does she do? What is her official job? Like when she's not co-managing Journey? Well, she's a pastor, right? She pastors a church in Florida. Anyway, Dean goes on to say she's smart with money. McKaylee is a people person, and she's got the gift of gab. If you go back and watch some of those old videos with her in the DC Housewives thing, yeah, that woman can talk. And then Neil says, we just do our jobs. We go out and we play and it works. Man, it's great. I've got to give all four of them credit. If somebody had asked me, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, if this is a possibility, I would have said, yeah, no, there's no way. Because I just hear, I hear, like cat noises. No, there's no way. But here we are. Here we are. Now, look, I certainly couldn't have predicted this. I did say that I thought the band would stick together because of money. And what's interesting is Dean says Paula is really good with money. And McKaylee is really good talking. So she's the negotiator. The other one is good with the money. And so they're working together. Now, some people might think that, when this is all over, because these women are a little bit younger than the old geezers, John and Neil, what's going to happen down the road? Wow. But hey, you know what? On the bright side, if you're managing a business, right, and you're good at these things, then the business will flourish. They're basically telling these guys, you've got a cash cow here. Might be a golden calf at this point. Sorry, but it is a cash cow and everybody involved is doing well. And eventually these guys are going to need to retire. Just put it out there, unless they do, the Kiss avatars, or they could hire people to go out there and do this. I don't know who you hire to replace Neil Schon or even Jonathan Cain, but yeah, it's doable. I mean, they could be sitting back in a few years and just watching the money flow in, much like Steve Perry does now. I'm funny. All right. Before I go, Steve Perry still made the greatest deal in rock history. Still, he's probably very happy that everybody is getting along. Why? Because Steve is getting a check in the mail every other week. Anyway, Revolution Saints, Eagle Flight, their new album, which I'm forgetting the name. It's on this article here. I went right by it. Hold on. Yes, it's called Against the Winds with an S on the end. So don't confuse it with Bob Seger's legendary 1980 album. I probably would have tried a different title. I would have. That's just me, because it's a little confusing, because some of us grew up with that album, which was one of my all-time favorite albums in that, and still is. Against the Wind, the song, the album. So yeah, so check that album out. Check the other one out, the one this one here. and Journey on tour right now. Grab your tickets because there aren't many left, according to Dean Castronovo. My name is Dave. Thanks for watching. Please, if you can subscribe to the channel, and when you do, you hit the bell for notifications. There'll be a drop down. You want to click on the all bell, all right? And Patreon. I need you patrons. If you want to talk about this video, I have some other insights that I'm not going to share here. But if you're a patron, I might indulge a little bit. YouTube members, you will get to see this video before everyone else. So again, God bless everyone, including Journey and this new management team. Let's hope it, keeps going for a while, and I will see you soon.